Barcelona has reached the limit of its patience with the ongoing refereeing controversies in La Liga. Almost every game brings a questionable decision against us, and until now, the club had remained silent. Hansi Flick has always avoided blaming referees in his press conferences, but this time, President Joan Laporta lost his composure and exploded publicly, revealing exactly what he thinks about these controversial calls. In this video, you'll see Laporta's furious reaction to the refereeing decisions and the surprising comment from a Getafe player about Vinicius Jr. that went viral. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything about FC Barcelona. During the General Assembly, Joan Laporta expressed strong dissatisfaction with Hansi Flick's red card in the 2-1 win over Girona. The German coach received 2 yellow cards in quick succession, the first for sarcastically reacting to a call by referee Gil Manzano, and the second for protesting the mere 4 minutes of stoppage time. As a result, Flick will be suspended for the upcoming Clásico against Real Madrid. Outraged, Laporta was even asked by one delegate whether there was a white hand influencing the refereeing. "Are you talking about a white hand? If there isn't one, it sure looks like it," Laporta replied. "Our coach won't be there for the next match, although the club will appeal Hansi Flick's suspension. The referee went overboard with the yellow card and was clearly waiting for our coach to react. It'll be hard to overturn it. I didn't like the referee's attitude. This man has sent off nearly all of our key players. Just look at his record with us. Something always happens. And this comes right before a match that will decide the top of the league. We also weren't at our best." Barcelona is furious about what it sees as double standards in officiating and believes this will make it extremely difficult to win La Liga this season. The president is right. Something always happens against us. Even Pedri made it clear, saying the team deserved to be in the final and that the referee played a decisive role in Barca's loss to Inter Milan. "It's not the first time this has happened with this referee. UEFA should investigate. There are things I just don't understand. We deserve to be in the final. I also find the refereeing decisions against us very suspicious, and honestly it wouldn't be a surprise if there really were a white hand behind all this, because that's exactly the impression it gives at times." According to El Chiringuito, concern is growing inside Barcelona after several recent refereeing incidents. The club believes it cannot win the league if this problem continues, as it's not limited to Barca's matches alone, but also shows up in others. For example, Real Madrid's match saw not 1, but 2 Getafe players sent off, a decision Barcelona feels heavily favoured Los Blancos. The players in question were Alan Neum and Alex Sancris. Barca believes both calls were soft and that the referee didn't need to send them off. Examples can also be found in Barcelona's own matches. During the game against Girona, Marcus Rashford was denied what looked like a clear penalty and was instead penalised despite being fouled inside the box. Xabi Alonso's team struggled to create chances until Vinicius Jr came on. His taunting and theatrics frustrated Getafe's players, and it was enough to get 2 of them sent off before Mbappé scored the winning goal in the 80th minute. Several Getafe players, along with their coach José Bordalas, voiced their anger over the refereeing, calling it decisive in Madrid's victory. They also criticized Vinicius Jr.'s attitude on the pitch. The Brazilian completely changed the rhythm of the game, one that Bordalas's team had been controlling. Shortly after coming on, he was fouled by Kiko Femenia, who received a yellow card, a moment that destabilized Getafe. Fearing a red card, Bordalas replaced Femenia with Alan Neum 13 minutes later, but the change didn't prevent the comeback led by Vinicius and finished by Mbappé. Femenia later told reporters that the call ruined the game. "He gave me a yellow card for nothing, and it ruined everything because I had to be substituted." Between that incident and Neum's substitution, Juan Iglesias also clashed with Vinicius. The Getafe defender felt the Brazilian exaggerated a fall after their collision. He confronted Vinicius, and Movistar Plus cameras captured their exchange. "That's why everyone hates you. Learn from your teammates," Iglesias said. Vinicius replied, "You talk too much and I'm just too good." After the game, Iglesias summed it up. "Football has many clashes and disputes. It's part of the game. But there are things that can't be allowed. You have to respect your opponent, respect people. When that doesn't happen, tempers flare, and nobody likes it. It's always the same old story, the same script. There are things we simply cannot allow. We can't allow people to disrespect us the way he did. He's a great player. He proves that every game. But that kind of behavior doesn't suit him. It weakens him, and I hope he takes a hard look at himself and starts showing respect. Incidents can happen, of course, but you can't cross the line," he later told Carrousel Deportivo, refusing to reveal what was said. I'll keep that to myself. He knows what he said to me, and I went to his teammates to tell them to teach him some respect. If he improves that, he'll become an even better player than he already is. When asked about the Madrid players' reaction to his words, Juan said, "They know what he's like too. He often crosses the line. He's their teammate, and I understand why they defend him, just like I'd defend mine." Only 37 seconds after coming onto the pitch, Nyom brought down Vinicius with a leg and possibly a slap, earning a straight red card after the fourth official's warning. The incident left Getafe with 10 men and reignited controversy surrounding Vinicius, as coach José Bordalas exchanged words with the Brazilian before Bellingham stepped in to defend his teammate. Bordalas later revealed that Vinicius had made a sarcastic remark toward him after he subbed off Femenia for Nyom, who was then sent off 37 seconds later. He doesn't need to come and tell me how great the substitution was. He doesn't need to come provoke me. Vinicius came up to me and said, "Great substitution." There's nothing more to explain. That's exactly what he said. I told him to focus on playing. Then Bellingham came over and scolded me for not talking to his teammate and told me to sit on the bench. I told him to just play and stay quiet. Vinicius doesn't need to come provoke me or justify the substitution. The fourth official, who called for the red card, is the one most to blame. Nyom stretched his leg, and Vinicius touched his face, pretending it was an aggression. It's ridiculous. It was never a red card, maybe a yellow at most. He told me they ruled it as a red, and that I shouldn't have seen it. It all started with Kiko's yellow card for a foul that didn't even touch Vinicius. He jumped over him. That forced me to make a substitution. All of this stems from that moment when we were playing a great game. It's what always happens when you're up against Real Madrid. After the match, Getafe players expressed frustration with Vinicius but denied that he provoked them on the field. He's not a provocateur. He plays his game, plays well, and the referees fall for his tricks and reactions, so he'll keep doing it. If the referees fall for it, he'll keep acting the same way, said Femenia. Alex Sancris, who was also sent off later for a foul on Vinicius in the final minutes, echoed the sentiment, "He didn't provoke the incident, he just plays his game. That's it. We don't need to get involved in anything." Those were the chain of events that changed the course of what had seemed destined to be a draw. But did the Getafe players and coaching staff consider the refereeing decisions fair? The answer was a clear no. Adrian Liso lamented that referee Munuera Montero refused to speak with the Getafe players or check the VAR for Nyom's play. "He doesn't even want to talk to us. Not even the VAR looked at it. He just didn't want to." When asked if that felt strange, he replied, "Yes. I don't even want to look at such an early red card." Kiko Femenia, who had been subbed off for Nyom after receiving a yellow, was even more direct. "Neither of those are red cards. None. If I get a yellow, the game's already ruined for me. They have to sub me off. Then Nyom goes in with a challenge that could easily be a yellow, and suddenly he's sent off. Everything was going very badly for them. Very badly." Femenia added, "Everyone was on his side, so it's really unfortunate. I talked to Nyom. He's upset because at the end of the day, it was just a foul that might have been a yellow. There was no need to ruin the game like that." Bordalas also made it clear that he believed Nyom's sending off was excessive. "We all agreed it was too harsh. It was a tough foul, sure, but a yellow would have been enough. Vinicius exaggerated, touched his face, and Nyom was unfairly sent off. Mbappe finished the game with his goal just minutes after Nyom's red card. There isn't a single match where Vinicius isn't part of the controversy." Regarding all this, Real Madrid legend Jorge Valdano, who has commented on the issue many times, once again spoke with a tone of fatigue. "In every game, we ask him to calm down a little, especially with the gestures and theatrics. It doesn't help the team, it doesn't help him, and it certainly doesn't help his image," the Argentine told Movistar. The expulsion of Nyom remains a hot topic. Referee Munuera Montero reported that the player struck his opponent's face with excessive force, even though the ball was in play. The controversy centers on the VAR, which did not ask for the play to be reviewed. The case recalls a similar incident involving Real Madrid in the season opener when another sending-off sparked the same kind of debate. Referee Adrian Cordero sent off Abel Bretones in the 94th minute for hitting opponent Gonzalo Garcia in the face with his arm. According to Mundo Deportivo, Daniel Trujillo Suarez was in the VAR room that day and did not call the on-field referee to review the action. Getafe blamed the officiating errors, and that's nothing new when Real Madrid is involved. The scandal surrounding Hansi Flick's ejection only reinforces the feeling that Barcelona is being unfairly treated in La Liga by refereeing decisions. The irony is that last season it was Real Madrid who went public with complaints about referees, the very same club that has benefited the most from controversial calls on the field. Even Ricardo de Burgos,
quiero que mi hijo esté orgulloso de lo que fue su padre y lo que es el arbitraje.
the referee who officiated the Copa del Rey final between Real Madrid and Barcelona, was moved to tears when responding to a video released by RMTV, Real Madrid's official channel. The video compiled moments that, according to the club, were mistakes by the referee throughout his career. Shaken, de Burgos opened up at a press conference. When your child comes home from school crying because he heard that his father is a thief, it's very hard. And do you know where the real irony of the Real Madrid scandal lies? In the fact that their complaints actually worked. This season, the club has been the one most favoured by penalties and referee decisions. Just look at the game against Getafe. They were heading for a draw, but after 2 questionable red cards, their opponents completely collapsed. All of these factors end up playing into Real Madrid's hands and leave Barcelona feeling that it's nearly impossible to win the league under the current circumstances. What Barcelona needs now is for the players to stay fully focused on the pitch to turn things around, by deciding matches early like they did last season. Back then, the team often scored 3 or 4 goals before halftime and then simply managed the tempo of the game. If they can return to that level of intensity, they won't have to chase the score until the final minutes, as they did against Girona. That way, even if refereeing decisions continue to favour Real Madrid, Barca will have built enough of an advantage to secure wins. The mood inside the club remains confident, especially after Araujo's standout performance, a symbol of the strength and fighting spirit the team needs right now. According to Mundo Deportivo, both the Barcelona players and coach Hansi Flick see Araujo as an inspiration ahead of a decisive week facing Olympiacos and Real Madrid. The Uruguayan defender turned into an emergency striker and eventual match winner, embodied the determination, faith and selflessness that Flick wants to see from his squad during this fragile period marked by injuries and inconsistency. After 2 consecutive losses and a hard-fought victory, Flick finds himself perplexed and frustrated by his team's uneven performances, a sentiment shared by the players. Barcelona, once defined by structure and control, now faces a phase of uncertainty and disconnection, worsened by injuries and tactical doubts. In this context, Flick is reinforcing a message of unity and effort, best exemplified by Araujo. The Uruguayan came on in the 82nd minute against Girona, agreed to play as an improvised striker, and changed the game with the winning goal. His commitment has become a symbol of motivation for the entire squad ahead of a crucial week.